CTV Edmonton, local breaking news with Brendan Purdy.
Those additional 25 buses will make a measurable difference in a number of areas. There are 3 parts of the city that have a on-demand route that is well over capacity now.
Tonight on CTV News, busing in the budget. City Council continues discussing Edmonton's incoming budget. Good evening and thanks for joining us. City councillors are getting closer to setting the tax increase for next year. The mayor has vowed to hold the increase at or below 6.4%, a $230 property tax increase for the average homeowner. This afternoon, council agreed to borrow $11 million for the city's tourism body, Explore Edmonton, when it could have avoided adding to the tax increase for 2026 by dipping into savings.
I think everyone agreed that starting next year we need to provide that stable long-term funding for Explore. So it would be coming on the tax roll presumably next year anyway.
Councillors have debated a variety of cuts to trim the tax increase, $14 million worth on the capital side, including putting off demolishing the Argyle Velodrome and deferring new bike racks for buses. None of those cuts were approved. On the operating side, there was nearly $8 million in proposed cuts, including holding back $2 million earmarked for vandalism response. Council trimmed just $440,000. When it comes to new spending, Council approved $25 million on one capital item, 25 new buses, which won't be on the books until 2027. Councillors are still debating $38 million in new operating dollars. Along with the money for Explore Edmonton, they approved a $3 million top-up for disabled transit.
This is just keeping up with the growth. Now that the ridership is at an all-time high for DATS, it's 6% higher than it's ever been before. Not approving that funding would have resulted in a service level decrease for people using DATS, and that was unacceptable.
Some of the other proposed spending still on the table includes $6 million for more peace officers, $500,000 for the infill liaison team, and $3 million for enhanced bus and transit cleaning. A crowdfunding effort is underway for a family displaced by a fire that killed a 2-year-old boy in Clareview last week. Edmonton Fire Services responded just after 1 a.m. on Friday morning. 2 other children were taken to hospital. An infant remains in critical condition and an 8-year-old girl has since been released. A woman who lived in the home is still in hospital with serious injuries, while an adult man was treated for his injuries and later released. 2 others, a second man and 10-year-old girl, were treated at the scene. The GoFundMe, set up by the children's aunt, has raised more than $4,000 over the last 3 days. EFRS continues to investigate the cause of the fire. Edmonton police say no charges will be laid in a recent homicide. Last month, during a welfare check at a home in northwest Edmonton, police found the body of a man. The medical examiner determined that it was homicide. Police say the suspect has since died and no charges will be laid. They aren't looking for any other suspects. A Calgary teenager is facing multiple serious charges after using artificial intelligence to create sexually explicit images. Police allege the high school student used AI to sexualize photos of girls between the ages of 14 and 18 from several different high schools around the city. CTV's Tim Brooke has more.
After receiving a disturbing tip in October, police searched the home of a 17-year-old Calgarian last month. They seized 2 phones, a tablet, and a laptop.
We are alleging this high school student was using artificial intelligence to create child sexual abuse and exploitation material of fellow students throughout Calgary high schools.
Officers say the student ran existing real photos through AI programs to create sexualized images they then shared online. Police aren't naming any of the schools involved to protect the identity of the victims and the accused, who are all underage.
Our biggest takeaway from today is that we need people to understand that this is not a joke, it's not a prank. This is the most extreme form of bullying, and a criminal offense.
It's also an example of a new, potentially dangerous age of online manipulation and misinformation. Many of the young people we spoke to say they're all too familiar with the practice of swapping faces and bodies online, though this situation is especially disturbing.
I think it's terrible. I don't think that people should have the right to use other people's body, their image, without their consent.
I think it's weird making something of what it's not.
It's kind of silly. I think it impedes people's privacy, and I feel like you should get permission before using people's photos and data.
With the open access to fairly advanced AI tools that allow to distort reality and allow to essentially implement or create any fantasies.
The accused is facing charges for making, possessing, and distributing child sexual abuse and exploitation materials, along with criminal harassment. They're next due in court January 8th. Tim Brooke, CTV News, Calgary.
The provincial government is spending millions of dollars from the 2025 budget towards addressing classroom complexities and mental health issues. The Alberta Teachers Association says a re-announcement of already allocated funds doesn't go far enough to address the issues in our schools. CTV's Connor Hogg has more.
We're giving schools practical tools to help ease the pressure that teachers face and, of course, help students thrive.
In an announcement that he says will target aggression, differing learning needs, and complexity in classrooms, Education Minister Demetrius Nicolaides says the Mental Health and Well-Being Grant will provide $69 million over 3 years to provide customizable funding to improve mental health in schools, such as staff training, external support navigators, wellness coaches, as well as specialized mental health classrooms, beyond the government's goal of adding 60 by 2027. Up to 20% can be used on individualized supports.
That is an investment in the holistic development of our students and in their future.
The opposition NDP and the Alberta Teachers Association say the plan doesn't go far enough.
And these Band-Aid after-the-fact solutions, not recognizing the systemic nature of the problem.
Really what you had today was a re-announcement of money that was already allocated in Budget 2025.
Nicolaides agrees that while the money is from the spring budget announced back in February, he says the grant is the first time dedicated mental health funding is solidly in place.
Heading right out of budget in the spring and into the summer, we're into really detailed collective bargaining negotiations and subsequently a strike. So it was challenging to find the right opportunity to be able to communicate the information. I think this is an exciting moment, though.
ATA President Jason Schilling says the money should have been made available at the beginning of the school year. He says while support needs to increase, $23 million per year isn't enough to target the need teachers are seeing, and that the government hasn't asked for teacher input, relying on school boards instead.
We'll see what boards do with this money, if they can resurrect any pilots that they had started that maybe they had to get rid of because of funding, or maybe we could actually start hiring some more counselors for our schools as well.
School boards will be required to report annually to the province how they're spending the money. Connor Hogg, CTV News, Edmonton.
A recall campaign has been launched against Premier Danielle Smith. According to documents sent to CTV News by petition organizers, a recall drive in Smith's Brooks Medicine Hat riding has been approved by Elections Alberta. Petition organizers say the effort stems from concerns about Smith's lack of connection to the community and her use of the notwithstanding clause.
I feel like my voice and the voices of my neighbors aren't being heard. I feel like our MLA she's rarely seen in the community. She's not seen in the community. We feel like she doesn't have a connection. She's not from here. She doesn't have a history with us.
Elections Alberta hasn't posted the petition or any statement from Smith in response to it on its website. The Premier's office hasn't responded to a CTV News request for comment, but the UCP caucus says the recall process shouldn't be used to overturn elections just because of disagreements with government policy. To trigger a recall vote for Smith, 12,070 signatures are required. 14 other UCP MLAs face active recall efforts. The Alberta Health Services CEO is currently on leave from his position. AHS says Andre Tremblay is on leave but won't reveal why. Tremblay was appointed CEO following the firing of Athana Menzalopoulos in January. Tremblay also acted as official administrator when the AHS board was fired. The province says in the interim, those roles will be handled by Aaron O'Neill. An Alberta teen has become one of the first pediatric patients for a groundbreaking transplant surgery. CTV's Miriam Valdez-Carletti reports it changes how patients recover.
16-year-old Raiden Delaney has a lot to look forward to now that he has a new kidney.
I get to eat like all the food I want. I get to drink all the fluids I want.
All things possible after having a robot-assisted kidney transplant last month.
Dump the remaining arms.
He's one of 2 Canadian teens to undergo this procedure, becoming the first pediatric patient. A relief after 3 years of dialysis.
I got emotional when I called my dad, actually, and just the reaction he gave me just made my heart melt.
This surgery was first performed at the University of Alberta Hospital on 20 adults in the past year. The robotic arms make smaller incisions for a minimally invasive approach.
What that translates to is faster recovery, way less pain, so less pain medication, less narcotic usage, and most importantly, lower wound complications.
That success has led the way for younger patients like Delaney to go under the knife. The recovery for him has been life-changing.
It's like a switch. It was like, it went from me being tired all the time to me wanting to eat, drink.
To see how well he is now and how good he's doing, and to actually get to see him enjoy being a kid, that's tremendous for me.
Dr. Levine says demand for these metal helping hands is growing with awareness.
It feels really good to be able to demonstrate that this is, feasible and it works well in this population.
Delaney is already looking forward to next summer, making up for lost time.
I get to swim again. I love swimming because, of course, I'm from Slave Lake, so we have all the swimming in summer.
Miriam Valdez-Carletti, CTV News, Edmonton.
As we head into the winter driving season, the mayor says to expect business as usual when it comes to clearing slippery roads. That means a specialized mix of chemicals and sand will be used depending on the temperatures. But it also means drivers should be aware of the damage that it can do to vehicles. CTV's Gates Guarin reports.
This one's in not bad shape. I've seen worse.
Business is steady so far this winter at Buddy's Garage. Owner Don Meester going through his routine checks.
And the pinch welds are okay.
But he anticipates some issues as the city puts down its traction mix out on Edmonton roads.
It sits in here, and then it rusts, and then, then it looks terrible. And you don't notice it till after it's too late.
The city uses a mix of sand, salt, rock chips, and a small amount of calcium chloride brine to make roads safer in the winter. A pilot project several years ago used calcium chloride in much larger quantities to test its effects.
It was not popular amongst Edmontonians, and even though it made a measurable difference in safety, folks were not keen to continue that.
The city decided to phase out the chemical from rotation 5 years ago. Mayor Andrew Knack says calcium chloride is still used on some active pathways in the city. It's not an issue he wants council to reopen for the roads.
I've heard no appetite to revisit that discussion.
The province uses calcium chloride on roads it is responsible for, like the Anthony Henday. Meester says even a small amount of chemicals on the road can cause rust damage that can be hard to fix.
We have to lift it a different way because the body is starting to deteriorate, and that's the lift point. So it makes it a little challenging to lift it.
Meester says to check on your vehicles during the winter season, and if you get the chance to,
wash the vehicle, get that stuff off. Go to a car wash, use a pressure washer.
As doing so can save your vehicle and your wallet in the long run. Gates Guarin, CTV News, Edmonton.
Support is pouring in for a 3-year-old golden retriever abandoned at an Okotoks off-leash dog park. The dog has medical issues. Vets are now trying to get her ready for a new home. Here's CTV's Tyson Fedor.
The Stoffertons both work at the Southern Alberta Veterinary Emergency Hospital in Okotoks. Lauren and Allison are now fostering Rhea. She was abandoned in an Okotoks dog park tied to a post with a coat, blanket, boots, and her seizure medication.
Like the natural human response to say, oh, how could somebody do that? But being a veterinarian, being in veterinary medicine, you come to learn that it's not just about the animals, the care.
A Good Samaritan then dropped off Rhea on Saturday at Save.
Knowing that she came in with seizure medication, we knew that she couldn't stay here overnight alone in the clinic because she just had medical risk.
Her owner left a note saying they were leaving the country and could not care for her any longer.
The owners did love her, did care for her. They were probably in a situation where they were, between a rock and a hard place. From what we do know, they did try to surrender her to at least 1 or 2 other rescues.
Rhea has health issues and been on anxiety and seizure medication, but the Staffordgens are hopeful to medically clear her in the next couple of weeks so she can be adopted to her forever home.
We had a lot of people who messaged us and said that they were immediately wanted to open their homes to her and wanted her to have a soft place to land. And I guess she's not the only dog who's going through something like this right now.
Pause for Change Rescue Foundation says there is an overpopulation issue and rescues are full. It says it receives anywhere from 50 to several hundred requests for intake weekly.
Rescues in Alberta and Western Canada and whole are dealing with basically an animal welfare crisis.
Tyson Fedor, CTV News, Okotoks.
Just ahead, healthcare changes on the horizon. CTV's Nicole Weisberg takes a closer look at the incoming changes to Alberta healthcare and their impact on our province.
If I were living in Alberta, I'd say this is, a really scary sort of policy initiative.
Good evening, folks. Another warm day tomorrow with temperatures a couple degrees above zero, but some more rain and snow in the forecast. Then a big drop in temperatures for Friday and Saturday. We'll take a closer look at all that in just a few minutes.
Programming brought to you by James H. Brown Injury Lawyers, the heavy hitters of injury law.
Big changes are coming to healthcare in Alberta with legislation that allows some doctors to work in both private and public care. Legislators have pointed out a hybrid system appears to provide better outcomes, such as shorter wait times in other countries, such as Australia. In the first part of our series on the challenges facing healthcare, an Australian who has been a health leader many years weighs in on Alberta's venture.
We couldn't afford to keep all those beds open.
He spent only a few years in Alberta, but former AHS president and CEO Stephen Duckett left an impression. An internationally respected healthcare economist, Duckett was recruited from Australia in 2009 and tasked with cutting $1 billion from the budget and overseeing the amalgamation of Alberta's 9 health regions.
Isn't it ridiculous that the media are not prepared to go to the media scrum? And I'm eating my cookie.
There was fallout from his reforms, and about 2 years later, he was fired, in part due to his handling of it. Now a health professor in Melbourne, Alberta is no longer in his purview. However,
if I were living in Alberta, I'd say this is, a really scary sort of policy initiative.
Duckett is referring to the UCP government's new plan to increase privatization by allowing surgeons to complete both public and privately funded elective surgeries. In a social media video, the Premier explains why she believes this will improve wait times for all.
They will be able to have their surgery performed in the off hours and come off the public wait list at no extra cost to taxpayers. That means everyone on the public wait list moves up in the queue so that they also get their publicly insured surgery done quicker than they otherwise would.
Danielle Smith named Australia as one of the countries where a hybrid model works. Duckett says what the Premier describes isn't what happens.
The evidence from Australia is that if you start to introduce private care, you end up with longer waiting lists in the public sector and so on. So I think it's something you have to tread very warily.
In Australia, Medicare covers essential health care for all citizens and permanent residents. There is also a significant private sector. According to the Australian government, more than half of Australians access private doctors and hospitals, mainly paid for by private insurance.
In a sense, the hospital system ends up as a two-speed system. That is, if you've got hip pain or knee pain and you need to have a hip replacement or a knee replacement, the waiting time for that is much shorter if you go privately than if you go on the public hospital system.
Duckett says having two different systems also increases admin costs. He credits other parts of the Australian system for shorter wait times and lower healthcare costs.
I think there are multiple differences between the two countries, and just assuming that I've chosen this difference and that therefore must explain everything, I think it's a bit naive.
One of those differences is the number of doctors. Data from an international info hub shows in 2023, Canada had 2.72 practicing physicians per 1,000 people. Australia had 4.2. European countries led the pack, with Austria taking top spot at 5.51 doctors per 1,000 people.
So if some are treating private patients, there's not as much opportunity for the public system to suffer as perhaps there is here.
One emergency physician says a shortage of certain healthcare workers is already limiting important surgeries in Alberta.
We have empty operating rooms because we do not have enough anesthesiologists and nurses already to staff those. And I'm not talking empty at nighttime. I'm talking always empty.
Alberta's health ministers say one of the reasons they're trying this new model is to attract staff.
I think this is a tool that will help us retain physicians and other healthcare professionals that are frankly going to other jurisdictions, and it will retain that activity in the Alberta economy.
Legislators vow safeguards will be put in place to ensure the public system doesn't suffer. They say they're not putting those specifics into legislation so they can change things quickly if issues arise.
Or that we have to make some changes because all of a sudden we do need to shift. We need to be nimble.
People on both sides of this issue agree getting more doctors is crucial to improving our system. In my next segment, I'll look at what Alberta is doing to increase the health workforce.
Help us build a mountain of toys. Donate today at ctvedmonton.ca.
Welcome back. Temperatures a handful of degrees above average today and above zero. Will be above zero again tomorrow. Should get to 2 or 3 degrees for a daytime high. Snowfall warning in effect specifically for the Swan Hills region. Higher elevation, 15 to 20 centimeters worth of snow. Could pick up some decent accumulations, though, along Highway 43 northwest of Whitecourt. Just it's not going to be 15 to 20. Here in Edmonton, by the time we get to early tomorrow morning, snow has returned, and at times this will flip between wet snow and rain. And you can see this is going to be a pretty extensive band of snow from the Peace Country all the way through Edmonton and off to the east and southeast. Some more snow off and on through the day between Edmonton and Red Deer. So QE2 was a bit of a mess with some mixed precipitation today. That'll be the case again tomorrow. Chance of snow continues right through into the overnight period tomorrow night into early Friday morning. And then I think we get a bit of a break as some colder air starts to drop in, and that should hold most of this snow on Friday afternoon well to the south and to the west of us. And there's a chance of some more flurries or light snow Friday evening, but through most of the daytime hours Friday, it's just cooling and cloudy. -8 in Fort McMurray tomorrow morning. Will be a degree or two below zero in the city. 0 in Grand Prairie. You're back to about 3 degrees tomorrow, but -5 and -12 Peace River high level. -9 for Fort McMurray. Vegreville around the freezing mark. Should be above zero by a couple of degrees in Red Deer. 2 in Jasper, and here in Edmonton we'll get to about 2 or 3 degrees for a daytime high with precipitation. If not falling all day, then in the area all day. Friday, best chance for this snow. I've got snow in there. It's not going to be all day. Early in the morning, then a break, and then maybe some flurries or light snow in the evening. The big story Friday is the drop in temperatures. -8 in the morning, falling to about -13 in the afternoon. Cold again Saturday. We start to pull out of that cold Arctic air Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, but then it returns for the middle to the end of next week. That is your forecast.
So it turns out you don't have to travel down the QE2 to see some Christmas lights. Now, this home in Castle Downs is channeling the Griswolds from National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. The owner says he waits until after Remembrance Day, and the whole thing takes about 40 hours to complete. He guesses that there are about 148 strands of light making up the display. The family has some tips for anyone looking to add to their collection of Christmas lights.
He goes out after the season's over and buys so many more lights. He buys up the stock. It's ridiculous. He comes home and he's just like, they were on sale.
You know, I've been paying my EPCOR bill every year on time, every month for 25 years. Maybe this year they'll, you know, throw me a bone for 25 days here.
The family says they've received some letters of appreciation and even gifts to thank them for brightening up the neighborhood. Love the enthusiasm on those local light displays. Alrighty, folks, that's all from us on this Wednesday. We are now halfway through our first week of December. We'll see you back here tomorrow night. Same time, same place. Until then, take care and bye for now.